Welcome to J.A.C.K.News. I'm Jackson Barr, and we have breaking news. President Lincoln was shot last night at 10:22 p.m. and died earlier this morning at 7:22 a.m. He was shot while watching a play at Ford's Theater called Our American Cousin. Sources say that he was with his wife, a young Army officer named Henry Rathbone, and their fiancée. Let's go to Kaylin Evans, who has a shaken up local resident.
Thank you, Jackson. Here we are with local resident John Herman. John, tell us what happened.
Well, I was at Ford's Theater with my girlfriend watching a play. It was pretty funny, and there was a line delivered that was really funny. I'm going to start laughing if I think about it, even though I just saw the president get assassinated. But there was one line that was pretty funny. I looked up to see if President Lincoln thought it was funny. And sure enough, right behind him, there was someone pointing a gun at his head. Pulled the trigger, saw the shot, and I recognized the man behind the gun was John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth?
After he pulled the trigger, he tried to jump off the balcony, but his foot got caught in the flag, and he fell right into where a bunch of us were sitting. He managed to get up and limp to the stage, where he stood up and yelled, "Sic Semper Tyrannis."
Sic Semper Tyrannis?
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
I wonder what that means.
It means thus to all tyrants. And then after he yelled that, he limped away.
Well, why do you think he did it?
I don't know. I don't know the guy that well. If I had to guess, I think it's part of a bigger plot involving multiple assassinations. I think he wants to throw the government into a downward spiral. Don't really know much else. If I had to take a guess where he's going, he's probably escaping down to Virginia, since he used their state motto.
Yes, and I believe their state motto is Sic Semper Tyrannis, which means thus to all tyrants.
Yeah, I literally just told you that.
Well, you must be very smart, John.
Well, I am a teacher.
Thank you, John. Jackson, back to you.
Here we have presidential scholar John Scott. Welcome to J.A.C.K. News.
Thank you, Jackson. It's good to be here.
So, we have a few questions for you. How hard do you think the government will handle this assassination?
Well, Jackson, I'm glad you asked, because it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. The framers of our Constitution built in a presidential succession plan, and this is actually the third time that we'll have to use it. The first time for a presidential assassination. If you'll recall, about 30 years ago, John Tyler became the president. And he did that when it was still unclear whether the vice president would just assume the role of the president or would actually become the president. John Tyler decided he would become the president. In fact, it was called the Tyler precedent.
So John Tyler became the president because of the Tyler precedent?
That's what I'm saying.
Surely you can't be serious.
Oh, I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley.
How important is this historically?
Well, Jackson, I'm glad you asked, because I think this is very important historically. President Lincoln becomes the very first president ever to be killed in an assassination. In fact, there were only two prior attempts, one of them on Lincoln himself. The first time, it was Richard Lawrence who attempted to kill the president and was beaten severely with a cane in trying to do so. This is the very first time an assassin has been successful. I think this is so significant historically that probably 156 years from now, some poor ninth grader somewhere will have to do a project about it.
I hope he gets a good grade.